This conference.
SAC Integrated Financial Planning hands-on training we are going to start today. As part of this course, let's understand the objective of this course. Now we are going through the objective of this course, SAC Planning. Basically, we are going to learn SAC planning capabilities. First thing, when we want to learn this particular product, not only this product, SAC, not only SAC, any other product, when you want to learn first, you have to explore that particular product. So in order to explore that SAC or in order to explore the planning capabilities, first we have to go through the product. What are the capabilities, planning capabilities of that particular product? SAP Analytics Cloud.
Hi, Kiran.
Yeah.
Are there any dependencies before this course that we have to be aware of, like other SAC courses, or is this independent one?
If you have planning experience, right? So that may be you might be working on a particular company, not product based. Any company, if you have planning experience or if you have experience in BPC, right? And if you have knowledge of SAC knowledge is not compulsory, right? Without SAC knowledge also you can start this course.
Okay.
However, if you have planning experience, it's good. Whatever the product or functional experience also helps.
Okay. Thank you.
Right. So Analytics Cloud, we are going to understand this product, how what are the capabilities of this product regarding planning. What are the modeling options we have? We are going to explore the modeling options. We are going to understand how the top down and bottoms up planning happens. Using this particular product, you can do the what if simulation. So whenever you perform planning, you want to understand different permutations and combinations. We are going to understand how we can use this particular product for the what if simulations. For example, if you take any some scenarios like if you change the raw material price, what are all areas it is going to impact? Raw material price impacts the product cost impacts the costs, right? So what if simulations can be performed in this particular product? Private versions, we have private versions. We are going to understand, it's a very good capability. Only SAC has this capability. Every all planning products we have version, but here you have version plus private version. So versions divided into private version and public versions. We are going to understand that private version and public version. It's a very good capability. Driver based planning, so we have something called value driver tree. Even normal driver based planning can happen. You can plan the drivers. Based on the drivers, you can perform your calculations, plan data you can input. Predictive forecasting, so SAC is going to use predictive functionality. SAC's predictive functionality is very good. So you have standard algorithms. We can use those standard algorithms to I mean, you can get help from the SAC predictive forecasting to plan the data or to input the numbers. You have collaboration functionality. You have collaboration in the sense, see, planning is involves many departments. Operational expenses planning involves that some finance department, internal department. Workforce planning involves HR. Procurement planning involves some procurement department. Product cost planning involves some PP department. So different departments are there. So you have to collaborate all these things because the depreciation is the capex is planned by someone. Depreciation should be transferred to this OpEx department. So many departments are there. So you need collaboration. The collaboration in SAC is very good, right? So you can communicate, you can share your data. So the sharing also based on whatever combination you want, that data set you can share, not all. You have workflow processes, we call it as in earlier products. Like BPC, we used to call business process flows. Here we call it as planning processes. Calendar, you have calendar capability. You have processes capability. Allocations are very good. You have graphical allocations in the planning, mainly when you plan some expenses, cost center expenses. Those you want to allocate to different cost centers, from service to manufacturing. Standard allocations based on the graphical UI you can design. You can even write complex allocations here. You can design stories. In the stories, you can define the variance. Suppose planning means what is your actual performance, what is your future performance, what is the variance between these two. So variance analysis reporting is possible. You can create nice dashboards and all those things. Even you can design the data models and transform data for this particular analytics cloud. Excel integration is the key benefit, but we can't do it in the session. Excel integration like EPM add-in for BPC. It's simple, same like so. Whatever you are doing in the web, the same thing you are going to do in the Excel integration. So this we are not going to cover. Just this is another capability you can see. It's an add-on, Excel add-on. Now, when so you are working for a company, right? So some XYZ company you are working, and you are a consultant. Yeah, you are a consultant, and you are going to join as a consultant. You want to understand the requirement from your customer, and you are going to explore SAP's content. SAP has some content delivered for the plan, right? So then you have to design. So the modeling, like modeling, when you say those are dimensions. Dimensions means master data. You have master data relevant dimensions, and transaction data you are going to use models. So the way, if you want to create a dimension is basically a field or a characteristic, you can say. You feel like Excel, right? In the Excel, how you add ID, description, name, like that, you can add. And you have powerful solutions here. So you can, for the dimensions, you can define formulas. Dimension member formula, we call it as member formulas, we call it as. You have predefined dimension types. Like for example, if it is an organization unit, right, you can create like organization unit. If it is an account, you have an account type dimension. If it is generic dimensions, you have generic type dimensions. You can, at the model level, you have the calculations also. Now, model is like a kind of table where you store the transaction data. Dimension is master data, and models are transaction data. So we are going to define dimensions. We are going to model, using those dimensions we are going to create models. In the models, we are going to define some calculations, formulas. So recently, lot of changes happened. 2 years back, if you see, we used to have account based models, old structure. But recently, SAP added so many new functionalities in the modeling perspective. In the 2 years back, it was not allowing us to define calculations at model level, but now at model level you can define the calculations, conversion measures, calculation measures, right? So account dimension becomes optional. So all those things we are going to understand as part of this particular modeling. Then data entry. So once the modeling part is completed, the second step is we need to plan our data, the future, right? When you are entering the data, you have different capabilities in SSC. So when the planning happens for the next year planning, or next few months planning, it may be forecast, it may be rolling forecast, it may be budget, it may be plan, whatever the future you are talking about. They have given some very good capabilities in SSC. So basically, there are many products. BPC is there, BPC optimized, BPC embedded, BPC standard. Even within S4HANA, you have some screens. Then why we are moving to SAC? So based on the capability, based on the efficiency, right? So it's an efficient solution. It helps the user to reduce the planning time. So earlier, if you use for some other product, let's say it was taking something around 3 days. Now it will take 1 or 2 days because of predictive forecasting or because of data entry capabilities. So here, what they did, you can perform top down, bottom up planning, both the plannings, right? Top down. So it gives you an option to plan at a node level, and it will be distributed to lower levels based on weights whatever you give. And also you can log these cells. So in the data entry time, if you don't want to change in one particular data cell data, you can log that particular data cell. And you can see here the colors. It will change whenever the user enters data. It will be identified with yellow color, whatever color you identify. Whenever they give any comment, the comment is identified with blue color. So, and also when you are entering the data, when the user enters the data, it can say, like for example, existing 100, you just want to add 10, right? 110, right? So 100, first he can give them 100. So on top of that, you want to add 10. So just you have to mention plus 10, like plus, minus, multiplication, all those formulas also you can use like Excel. Calculations, you can use it in this, right? So these are the data entry capabilities. Then in the in the report, whatever stories we create, we call it as report calculations. So there are, you can add a table. For the table, you can define the calculations. So many calculations are added. You can automatically insert variance calculation. You can also insert repetitive members. All those. If you don't want hierarchy, you can just ignore it. Right? Hierarchy, you can disable it. And you can see the different formulas, multiple selection formulas, single selection formulas are available here for the planning purpose. And as I said, like another planning capability, private versions. We are going to understand private versions. Private versions are very useful. It's kind of like whenever you implement any project, you have development system, quality system, and production system. There will be one system for the sandbox. We call it as whatever you want, you can do. So private version is my own version. I can do whatever I want. Once I am okay, then I can move. I can share that private version to other people so that they can give their feedback. So first I can create my own private version. So for the what if analysis, I can create n number of private versions. Once I create those private versions, here there is a screen to create the private version. And once I complete plan for that private version, even I can share that data to my colleagues or whomever I want to share, and I can collect their feedback for that particular version. And then once it is done, I can publish this private version as public version. That is another capability. And in the front end itself, earlier what used to happen, if I want to create a master data record, I have to go to I should have administration rights, and I should go to that particular modeling screen, and I have to change. Now what they did, in the front end itself, the user can add new members. So for example, new products are introduced. So the user can right click and they can add that particular new product, and they can plan, they can estimate for the new product. And we can also restrict the access also based on these newly created members. On the fly calculations, or on the fly master data creation, we call it as. Then we have data locking. What is data logging? Once the plan is completed, plan is approved, you can log that particular data for the changes. Because once you many people, many departments plan their requirements. So one department says, I need 3 laptops from this date. This is the cost. These are the laptops I need. This is the depreciation. So they calculate it. Someone says like my some other department calculates the raw material price. They plan that raw material prices and everything approved by the concerned department. And after approval, it should not be changed. I can lock that particular data. You have cell locking, you have data locking based on a particular data region. You can lock the data, whatever the plan, so that it will not allow the user to change. Then you have very good functionality allocations. You can
Can I
create,
just can I
yeah.
just go back one slide back? Yeah, what is the second part? Changes in log state automatically propagate up or down hierarchy.
So here you can get the hierarchy wise. So for example, 2080, 2023 Q1 if I lock, yeah, it automatically
Hmm.
locks January, February, March of 2023.
Okay.
High lower
So
level if you
even
lock.
though, yeah,
Let me
even though,
complete this.
yeah,
I got your point. We'll discuss detailedly. Okay,
yeah,
just it's
yeah,
a course content. Okay, so once the
yeah.
content is completed, we can. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
So allocations, you can use graphical. So see here, this is the graphical allocation page. You can see the source, driver, and target, and you can plan this data. You can create your allocation cycle. One allocation cycle can have multiple allocation steps. You can configure visually, right? So this is if this is not satisfied your requirement, even you can use some advanced formulas to create your own allocation screen, allocations calculations. You have data actions. Complex calculations can be performed using these data actions. SAP given some data actions which are standard data actions like currency translation, copy the data, cross model, copy one model to another model. If you want to copy, you can copy the data. And if you want some calculations, if you want to, so for example, you have planned sales quantity, you have sales prices with the different combinations. Sales quantity is against customer, sales price is against the product, and you want to multiply and calculate the revenue. Yes, you can create a data action. One data action can have multiple steps. I can add to 2 3 steps and I can create one data action. So we are going to understand data actions, how multiple steps can be added, and how these data actions can be executed from the front end. Front end means story, that we are going to understand. Then, as I said, like complex planning scenarios can be handled with complex calculations, you can say, using advanced formulas. So it's part of data actions only. We call it as advanced formulas. We can filter the data. We can use loops here, and we can see the result, and also we can debug whatever advanced formula we have written, and it gives you the syntax help also. That is advanced formula which are very important for the planning scenarios that we are going to understand. Here you have multi-currency planning and reporting. You can plan in one currency, for example local currency, you can plan, you can convert into multiple currencies. That option is available. From the entity currency to any currency you can convert: transaction currency, reference currency, group currency, operating currency, whatever, functional currency, whatever the currency you want, you can use. And this currency
Yeah.
relevant formulas you can, yeah.
Can we create custom formulas as well? I mean, I see they're most likely like the standard formulas over here. So can we create the custom formulas as well?
What is custom formulas?
So if you go to your previous slide,
Hmm.
So you say that where is this? A formula editor, right? Native modeling formula editor. So over here, so you might be having certain formulas, right?
Hmm.
So can we create our own formulas as well? And would they be effective over here too in the formula editor?
So that's where advanced formulas given to create your own formulas. So whatever custom
Okay.
formula you were saying, that means you can create your own formula, right? So multi-currency, whatever SAP given already the standard function, because SAP knows this is how local to group currency or local to planning currency happens. When SAP knows a standard practice, they will use the same functionality, so they will create the program, right? If you don't want to use, you can write the advanced formula, not at all a problem. It gives you the option. You can write that one. Currency translation as a formula you can write. So now reporting this multi-currency you can create, and currency relevant conversion measures you can create at model level, story level, yeah, and you can store the group currency data in the model, whatever converted measures, and you have a table here to maintain the exchange rates. Value driver tree, yeah, it's a
So, Kiran, so users will be able to submit data directly at group currencies
yes,
in
yes,
planning.
yes, correct. You wherever whenever you want to, whatever currencies you want to plan and store it, right? For that you have to create the measures, right? Whatever
Okay,
currencies they just want as a report, as a calculation, for that no need to create the measure, you just create a conversion measure.
okay. In case of BPC, planning is all or actual is always loaded in local currency and currency translation is applied, right?
Correct.
So this is an advanced feature in SAC.
Yes,
Is that
yes, correct,
okay? Okay.
correct.
And what
It's
about
more advanced when you compare with BPC currency translation wise, yeah.
so would users be able to submit data at parent nodes also in case of SAC?
Yes, you can plan at 2020 year level, you can plan
Uh,
at quarter level, you can plan at a month level,
okay,
right? Same way, product group level, product level, whatever granularity you want, you can plan. System has a capability to distribute that
it's
across.
it's
So
not
Kiran,
possible
I
in
have
BPC, right? So that's also an
It's not
additional
possible.
feature in SAC. Okay,
Yes, correct.
thank you.
Yeah. So the next one is value driver trees. You see this value driver tree. So as I said earlier, driver based planning is possible in SAC, which is a good functionality. Whenever I change any driver, I want to see what is the impact on the end result. So for example, here I have a drivers. When I change my growth rate, sales growth rate, how it is going to affect my gross sales or net sales. If I change my discount percentage, customer discount percentage, how it is going to affect my net sales. So using this tree based value driver tree, right, you can easily, the drivers you can change on top of these drivers, all are formulas, you can see the impact on the higher levels. This is the unique functionality. I mean, even BPC, you don't have this value driver tree. And here you can use predictive forecasting, which is unique functionality in SAC, not available in BPC or any other product. Based on available actuals or based on historical data or based on trained data, system can estimate the future months, 3 months, 4 months, based on the historical data it can estimate. Not only one set. So for example, you want to, they have given based on the time series you can estimate, based on regression you can estimate, based on automatic forecast you can estimate, based on triple exponential smoothing you can estimate. So there are some predictive forecasting techniques predefined. You can use those algorithms and you can estimate if the numbers are okay, they can they can go ahead with these numbers. So that means it is going, the predictive forecasting is going to save the user time. Earlier, if other products, they have to enter, they can copy, then they have to use percentage calculations, whatever they have to enter. But here it is not like that. system can use some algorithms to propose the data based on the trend, whatever it sees in the historical data. Collaboration, right? So collaboration is very important. As I said, like we have different department whenever we are talking about integrated financial planning, we have different departments involved. Operational expenses by one department, product cost plan by one department, capex by one department, finance planning by one department, sales planning by one department. So all these users should be collaborated. The product should give the capability for the collaboration. They might want to exchange they might want to chart, they might want to share the stories, the plan data, they might want to get the feedback on the plan data. They want a approval process, multi-level approval process, single level or multi-level possible. Yeah, so collaboration is a good functionality here. And at the end, you see everything happens in the stories is the front end. You can define the tables, charts, you can create the dashboards and all those things. So this and these are all the product capabilities I explained, right? Once we
Uh,
understand the product, yep.
Hello, Kiran. So, for the predictive modeling or predictive analytics, you said we will need some historical data, right? From where the data will come? Because S4 will have transactional data. So, how it's been,
That
I
data,
just want to know the source of the data.
the source can be S4 HANA, the source can be any non-SAP data, or the source can be any CSV data, CSV files. So we have
I
to
believe like
load it. We have to import the
uh,
data.
I believe it is based on the actuals data they do predict, right? Kiran?
Anything, it's the actual data, or you have that option whether you want to predict based on your previous plans, previous budgets, or previous actuals. All possibilities are there. You can choose what source data system should pick for the prediction.
And
Right.
so is it a direct interface between S4 HANA and SAC? Kiran? Is there any middle layer we have to install as well?
We have to see whatever the product, it may be SAC, it may be BW, it may be data sphere, whatever, right? In order to connect to source system, there in between there should be an interface. That may be cloud connector, that may be a cloud agent, whatever the name. Somewhere you use REST services. Yeah, so there should be some interface to connect. So once
Thank you.
you complete all this, once we understand all these parts, we will understand all these capabilities of SSE. Then we will understand how to activate this particular integrated financial planning content. Right. So SAP, what SAP has changed the methodology. Now we are using the Activate methodology. As part of Activate methodology, first we have to explore the product. To explore the product, we have to install the content whatever SAP delivered. SAP delivered this particular content: operational expenses planning, product cost planning, sales and profitability planning, capital expenditure planning, and financial statement planning. We are going to install this particular content, and we are going to understand how we are going to plan data in these particular templates, whatever SAP delivered. And we will see how this integration is happening among these models, how the data transfer is happening from one model to another model. And then we are going to understand whether we can adopt this content as per, because in the explore phase we will explore this thing. So when we in the explore phase, what we say, what with the customer, when we discuss, they will give you some changes. So how the changes can be adopted, how can we give the solution for your customer requirement, right? That's we are going to understand. So first we are going to understand the product, then we are coming to this integrated financial planning content, and we are going to understand how this integrated financial planning for SAP S/4HANA works. This is what we are going to understand. This is the total course plan. So total 30 hours planned. It might take more than 30 hours, uh, tentatively 30 hours. And weekend sessions, we are going to conduct weekend sessions. Time, India time 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. And one more point, tomorrow, I think November 5th, there is a daylight change for US, right? So you have to, India time 9 p.m. India time never changes, right? So for other countries, just check your daylight 1 hour before you have to connect, I think. Yeah, just keep this one in your mind. And the session is 9 p.m. like today only, but you join daylight wherever affects, just join 1 hour before. 9 p.m. IST to 11 p.m. IST, 2 hours we are going to pick up. I'm going to share the configuration steps, whatever documents required for this. Course fees is 30,000, and we are going to use SAC trial user for our planning functionality. And I'm going to give you sample master data and transaction data for practice, and you can repeat the sessions. You can attend the session 2 times.
Okay. Kiran,
Yeah,
Kiran, like,
good.
when you say integrated planning, does it also cover IBP? I mean, so I see a branch show here in your slide. You mentioned about IBP.
No, no. IBP is basically, from the IBP we can take the quantity. That's what it is saying. Plan quantity, but we are not going to cover IBP. IBP is for demand and supply, S&OP. So that's a separate thing. The
Okay.
content is
And
available.
right,
If you
right,
want, you can explore. Yeah.
right. And this doesn't cover group reporting or anything. It's only planning, right? I mean, group reporting is a
It's only
separate
plan.
chart.
Separate course and separate charges. Correct.
Oh, okay.
Hi,
So
Kiran.
whatever this, yeah, yeah, Michael.
Yeah, just a question. The allocation process, because someone said that the allocation process in SSE is too basic comparing it with the allocation process that you can have in BPC writing a complex BAPI. So how you can reach a proper allocation process in SSE?
So we have advanced formulas, right? We are going to understand how these advanced formulas can be used for the allocations. The
Ah, okay.
whatever allocations graphical SAP given, it's yes, it's they're correct. It's standard, right? See, it's all like that only, right? Whatever standard SAP gives, on top of that, whatever you want, you can write the code. That option is available.
Okay. Thanks, Kiran.
Yeah.
Uh, Hi,
So
Kiran.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
is this once the planning data is completed, is the capability there from SAC to write the data back to S4HANA?
Yeah, yeah. SAC has export capability. Yes.
Okay,
You are
exported
talking
into.
about retraction. Yes. The here we call it as retraction is called as export. SAC to S4
Okay.
HANA retraction is called as export here.
So in
Export data.
S4, the data will be written into AC Docker P, right? Am I correct?
AC doc copy. Add doc P. Yeah, correct.
Exactly. Okay. Thank you.
Is
Right.
there a
So
SAP
yeah.
standard course that you're using for this one, Kiran, like S495, S4 F96,
So
etc.?
I'm going to use SACP 20. Right, but in that this integrated financial planning content is not there, so I'm going to add this content also.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. Will you be sharing that document as well?
yeah, yeah.
SACP20? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
So
Kiran,
Kiran,
focus
yeah, go
is
ahead, go ahead.
on integrated
Plan.
financial planning. Like
Yeah.
how much focus is on this?
So it's most of my focus whenever I talk, right? The product capabilities, whatever. So I'm going to mention how it is integrated with financial plan, how the financial planning content is used. So what happens if I only concentrate on integrated financial planning, right? Without product, if you know the product, then only you can understand. Both I have to manage. Product you should know, then you can understand integrated financial planning.
Yeah. So in this like integrated financial planning,
Hmm.
uh, how, I mean, do you implement any of these while doing the sessions? Uh,
It depends. So wherever required. So for example, one of the model we will implement. Any one of these we will implement. Previous time I implemented operational expenses planning. This
mhm.
time, at that time, whatever I feel good, so we might go with sales and profitability or financial statement or capex or product cost. So it depends.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Quick question: when we do that, when we go into a particular model like capex or whatnot, we will go into detail? Like, will we be able to look at it from a project perspective? Say, okay, these are the like kind of requirements. This is what we're gonna be producing in the capex model or opex model or whatnot. Like, will we be able to look at it from a project perspective? That's like because
Correct.
I feel like when great, great.
So
So will we be
that's
able to get it? Sorry, sorry, sorry to interrupt. So will we be able to like can we when you give us sample data from master data and planning data, will you be able to kind of say, okay, this is a scenario and this is what you need to produce, or like can I walk us through kind of the project piece so that as though we've produced something, um, you know,
right. So don't
from a project?
expect more. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
your expectation is more project specific, right? So this course is not designed to give to address all the solutions in the project. So the
No, of course,
main
of course,
uh,
of course,
yeah,
yeah.
the
No,
main
I'm just.
objective of this course is understanding SAC planning.
Hmm.
First
Hmm.
objective is SAC
Right.
planning. Second objective is tomorrow if the customer, if the customer talks about integrated suppose your project is in integrated financial planning, you can understand what they are talking, because I'm going to
Right.
explain all these
Yeah.
scenarios.
Oh, okay.
We will
Okay. Okay.
not
So you
go
bet.
we will
Yeah.
yeah, we will not go into the details of this particular product. You got my point, right? So SAP might have taken to implement this particular integration scenario around 1 or 2 years. I can't cover 1 or 2 years work in 30 hours. You
Of,
got my point, right?
of course. Yeah. 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 No, that makes sense. So you're going to give us the basics so that we can understand anything that's discussed on the project, so that we can go
Correct.
ahead and create it as
If
per
you
the
have
needs.
any questions,
Yeah.
like if you have
Yeah.
any questions like a project related or whatever, when we were discussing, yes, I can help you. I
Sure.
can answer this.
It'll be eight
Uh,
sessions. How many sessions will there be?
There will be, so every week we will try to complete 4 hours. Saturday
Every
2 hours,
weekend.
Sunday 2 hours.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
weekend, Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours. So it might take eight weekends.
8 weekends. Okay. So 8 times 4 is 32 hours roughly.
Yeah,
Okay. And you'll give us
uh,
something like something to refer to. Like I'm just
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
like when they reference material and stuff like that, so we can
yeah,
refer
yeah. I will
to
give you.
read. Yeah,
I,
right.
I, I, I will give you the reference material. Yes.
Kiran, like,
Kiran,
so,
uh,
Yeah. Wait, wait.
does the trial
uh,
version has planning? Does the trial version have planning, or is this a separate version that you are we need to get from a vendor
No,
to
no, no, no,
practice?
no. No need to pay anything to the vendors or all those things. It's the trial user. Trial users, you can get the planning capability also.
Can we get a
Okay.
non-trial user after 60 days? That one runs out. If we wanted to continue practicing on a sandbox or something, can we get that, or is there an option to pay for that?
You have another user. See, what we do definitely. If my user ID is one email ID we use, right?
Right,
If that is gone, then I have to search for another email ID.
right. Okay, we just do a different ID and we get it free
Yeah,
for 2 months.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, great,
Then
great, great.
uh,
I just have
yeah.
a question. I mean, in real-time scenario, you in your landscape, it may not be always SAP S4 or something. If you have any other data source, okay, for example,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
data lake
I
on
got.
Yeah.
I got your points, right? Two
Yeah.
areas. SAC has three areas, right?
Mm-hmm.
SAC Analytics, SAC Planning, SAC
Yeah.
Predictive, right?
Yeah.
Data connections, import the
Mm-hmm.
data. This is part of SAC Analytics. I'm
Okay.
not going to cover any of this. Only some sample data we are going to load, and we are going to.
Mm.
SAC Planning, whatever capabilities I explained, these are SAC Planning capabilities. Right. So how to load data? You can get those information. A lot of videos are available. That's not a problem, and it's easy. SSC analytics, learning SSC analytics, easy. SSC planning, you need functionality, and you need to understand how this product can be used for the planning. So
Okay, my
it's
question
going to.
here is, yeah, for
Mm,
planning, if we do
mm,
planning, so the
mm.
source would be S4 plus, I mean,
Any
chunk
source.
or something.
There are around 150 sources you can connect. Right.
Kiran,
Mm,
I have a quick question on that. Sorry if I interrupted you, but when you mentioned that we will be covering the planning in this session, but not the analytics, I think you
mm.
mentioned of the data, where it comes from, and how you model and things of that sort, right? But the story, we can still apply the knowledge that we learn in planning over to the analytics side of the house, correct?
Yes, correct. This from planning to, yes, story creation or modeling and modeling model creation. You can use it for analytics also. Yes.
Is it the same system we're using then, like for the planning and analytics? Like we can, if we want to learn or practice analytics, we can do that with the same system, the
Yeah,
one we
yeah,
get,
both,
or is
both,
same system? Yeah,
both
yeah,
in
we'll
one
do
system.
everything,
Yes.
everything. Yeah, very
Yeah,
good.
yeah. So correct. Even you can add predictive also if you are interested. Predictive also you can practice. Yes.
Sure.
And
Uh,
Kiran,
Kiran,
can we do?
Yep.
Kiran,
Sorry,
sorry,
Kiran, can
I
we do
was not
predictive?
finished. So
Yeah, yeah.
let me
Go ahead. Go ahead.
complete. I was just
Yeah.
asking, I mean, if you have, I mean, I don't know if it is possible. Um, so can SSE take data from Microsoft Azure? Because I don't see any document on the platform. So is it possible, or is there any connectivity can be used?
See Azure is a platform, correct? Right.
Mm-hmm.
In Azure, what product you are using, right? If you see, BTP is a platform. In the BTP platform, I can use some cloud solutions like analytics solutions, planning solutions, and I can develop my own apps, right? In Azure, what you are doing, based on that, you have to find an API, and then you have to think about the connection. It's all part of separate. I'm not going to discuss all those things, yeah, in SSC planning. So why I'm specifically saying, if you in your mind, if you have a thing like I'm going to teach data connections, loading data from one system to SAC planning, right? And linking data between, I mean, transferring data between SAC and other solutions. No, I'm not going to cover at all.
Kiran,
Yeah. Any
I
other
have
questions?
In
Yeah.
hi
this,
Kiran. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah. Yeah.
Kiran,
Go ahead.
I have heard that there for pricing, that pricing is different for every batch. Like for planning, we have different planning, different pricing, and for that analytics, we have different pricing.
See,
We have uh,
it's
yes,
the
yes, Kiran.
pricing wise, right? Based on the customer, SAP gives, right? So let's just any questions relevant to SSC planning,
Yeah, and
ask.
another thing is like in BPC we have like a standard reports, like audit report is there, like system, we have system
Hmm.
reports, right? Yeah, but in
Hmm.
I heard in SAP SSC we don't have that standard reports. We need to create that one. Like, is
No,
there
no,
any
no, no.
standard thing?
Yes, yes. Audit, you have standard report. Performance analytics, you have standard report. SAP only gives you, right?
Okay.
SSC has all those things. So someone, see, basically what happens, the person
Hmm.
who knows BPC and SSC, if comment something, that is different. Some people
Hmm.
only knows BPC and they start commenting on SAC. So it's the gap, you know. uh, that's where the problem. SAC is more capable than BPC. No comparison.
So the fees you said is 30,000, right?
Correct, correct.
30.
Okay.
Kiran,
So
Yeah.
any
Kiran,
Diwali bonus
The,
of
yeah. Go ahead. The
Kiran,
next question.
the source
Yeah.
data for the uh,
Planning.
for this planning, are
Hmm.
you going to connect to S4, or are you going to load text
That's why
files?
I'm going to text files. I'm going to load.
yeah, Kiran, one more doubt.
Yeah, Kiran,
What is the
here is
difference
this,
between SAP, SAC planning and this integrated financial planning? Both are same only, or any difference?
SAC planning. In the SAC planning, you can implement many types of planning like IBP, integrated
Mm-hmm.
business planning. You can implement integrated financial planning. You can implement workforce planning. You can implement oil and gas industry relevant planning, right? Group reporting relevant planning. So one product in BW you can do many things, right? In
Correct.
BW you can have data of sales and distribution. You can have finance data, controlling data, like that's here also. Product is SAC. You can perform many planning scenarios.
And
this
Kiran, can you
integrated
do
finance
predictive?
planning. This integrated finance planning, is this a package on S4, or is this a package on SAC?
S4. So if the source connection they developed based on S4 HANA.
So this package is actually installed on S4, right, Kiran?
No. S4 HANA installation is separate. SSC installation
No,
is
no,
separate.
that's true.
SSC there is no installation actually
This integrated financial planning,
in
whatever
SSC.
these components,
In
this is in
SSC.
SAC.
Now I got your point. So there is S4 HANA Enterprise Edition actually tightly integrated with the SAC screens, right? So
Mhm,
in you feel like you are in S4 HANA only, but when you click
mhm.
on the tab, it is going to open SAC screen.
Okay.
In S4 HANA, it
So
will be like a Fiery app. When you
while we
click
are
on that every
I understood, Kiran, while we are doing this, while you are going through the integrated financial planning, then that connection would be both SAC and S4, right?
no, SAC only. We will
Then
the connections when we need connections. When you want to import the data, you need connections.
okay,
Here we are going to directly create models, and we are going to add text data, and we are going to plan. Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Kiran, can
thank
we
you.
do predictive planning on analytical model?
No. Analytical model only for the live or data also you can import a live, but planning is not. So
No, I'm
when
talking
it
about
is
predictive. Predictive.
predictive
Can you do forecast?
on analytics, yes,
Uh,
only private version you have to create.
on
There should be
analytical
one private
model, we
version.
don't have version, I think so, in
Private
SSC.
version
In analytical model, not planning model.
version is when you create an. I have not tried. You need you don't need planning license in order to use for predictive forecast. That I know. All right. So if you have one private version on top of that, you can private version can be created in BI platform. Yeah, business intelligence. So version is required or not? Need to check.
Kiran,
Kiran, is there
yes.
any
Yeah,
prior knowledge required to do this course?
that's what
I
I
mean,
said.
any.
If you have any product knowledge, it's good. If you don't have, you have to attend 2-3 times to understand all these
Okay.
things. So it's all about the practice, how you are getting hands on, how you are understanding. When I'm going to explain, see, this course is basically to explain, to give you a implementation experience. You got
Mhm.
my point, right? This course gives you one project implementation experience to you. So after this course, you can feel like you implemented one project.
Oh, okay. So can we attend
Okay.
like 3 times or whatever number of
Yeah,
times we need to? Whatever number,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Whatever not number, I mean, two
No, but
two two times.
you
I
yeah.
guarantee. 2 times I can guarantee. So total 3 times you can attend for this time,
Yeah.
and you can repeat
Yeah.
2 more
I
times.
don't think.
3
Sure,
times I
sure.
can guarantee.
Yeah, I think people won't need more than 3 times, but I'm just saying. I'm just mentioning it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
even
Sure.
after 3 times you can attend, but just you need to pay minimal amount, 60,000, 6,000, 6,000. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully,
Well,
we
Kiran,
get enough project experience in 3 times. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Kiran, I just have a
uh,
question.
yep.
Embedded SSC embedded with S4. Can
Hmm.
planning possible there in that?
Yeah. Embedded planning can be live connection possible. SAC you can use it as a front end. Yeah. So any other questions? Let's stop now. I'm stopping the recording.
Yeah, yeah. So this